Right. So good afternoon, everybody. As I mentioned, as I was presented indeed, the title of my presentation is Forest Defenders Have Fun While Fighting Deforestation. My name is Andres Perez from the University of Applied Sciences in Canton de Vaud, 20 minutes from here. And it is going to be difficult after the previous presentation, but let me start with this provoking video from National Geographic. Right, so the message is clear. Deforestation goes on at alarming rates, and we estimate that every second there is the equivalent of a field of football which is cut down. So this is the motivation for building a monitoring system of the forest. And we can do this thanks to satellites. And we got interested in this satellite, these images provided by satellites. Here you have an image of Peru in 2012 and 2013. It corresponds to the Landsat 8 satellite, which has a resolution of 30 meters. So you can clearly see the deforestations on the right. Indeed, we started in 2006, collaborating with the International Center for Tropical Agriculture, CIAT, Nature Conservancy, and King's College. And we analyze images in time to build time series of the dynamics of vegetation. So what we do is to analyze in time every pixel of the image, and we use machine learning methods to find abrupt changes, anomalies. So as I'm showing here on the right, you see that there is a curve that goes down, which is anomalous, and we mark this as a potential deforestation. This led us to develop the first near real-time deforestation monitoring system for South America first, which was launched in the UN conference Rio 20. Well, here, near real time means every 15 days, because these satellites provide these images every 15 days. And then we started 2 years ago to move on a pantropical area. And currently, we are able to build a deforestation, the tracking of a deforestation for the whole tropics in about 1 day. So thanks to the access to computing power and parallel systems and so on. This is the equivalent of dealing with images of 1 billion pixels, to give you an insight of the amount of computation needed. But this method is somehow unsupervised. The system automatically tells you, here we expect that there is something wrong, there is an abrupt change, so it might be a deforestation, but we are not sure 100% that it is really a deforestation. By the way, dealing with satellite images is quite complex because of clouds. So we need a system for validating these detections. And that was the motivation for building a game. So the idea to crowdsource this validation via a video game. So this game is called Forest Defenders. We didn't have resources like in Geneva. This is the result of a master project in our school by Grégoire Aubert in 2014. So this is the game. Yeah, it's starting. So first we show an image which is randomly chosen from a server. You can see the same place in 2 different years, or maybe separated at least 6 months. And in this case, this is a very clear example. You can see the deforestation. The dark green becomes clear green, light green, sorry. And the user, the gamer, has to find these differences because they are going to be important for the following phase. So the following phase is a tower defense game. So if the user marked a deforestation site that we knew it was a deforestation, we give some bonus. So it will be able to more easily fight the enemies. And if it is if the player just selects any place in the image, it is penalized. And for instance, you will see that the enemies disappear when they go to the phantom logo there. They disappear, so they are not touched by the towers. So now it's a game like a tower defense, classical tower defense game. You have different sort of cannons and you have different sort of enemies, and you try to defend your forest. Okay, now let's move to the end. So now we have only 8 remaining points of forest. Right, so that's the game. The rationale behind is that regions that were detected by our unsupervised software and that are tagged by the users, many users we expect, if they are not tagged indeed, that might indicate false positives. If there are regions that are selected by the gamers but we didn't detect it beforehand, that might tell that they are false negatives. So in both cases, we can have information that will lead us to focus on these regions and analyze the data. Well, the truth is that so far, the game has only been used in our school at this International Center for Tropical Agriculture and at King's College during open door days of the universities. We haven't so far disseminated the software in the game. We started last year to build a new game, Forest Defenders 2. This time what we want is to label images to train deep networks that will make the detection of deforestation with these labels given by humans. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and we have time for questions. Any questions? Yeah.
What do you do when you find a site where there is deforestation? You contact the government and they act upon it, or what is the end goal of this?
Currently, the deforestation information is published in a website, and we are now also publishing the data in a site which is called Global Forest Watch. So this is an international portal which publishes a lot of information regarding deforestation, causes of deforestation, how to fight deforestation, and so on. There are several models that are used to detect deforestation. There are other satellites that captures fires, sorry. So we don't contact directly the governments, but our system is currently the official monitoring system of Peru, for instance.
Other question? I have an additional question.
Yes.
I think this such application can be very helpful if we have enough people playing with it, because
yes,
we need it's a crowdsourcing, so we need a huge amount of information to detect false, positive, or so why not to disseminate at least within the scientific community, for example, in universities or where we can ask students to play it, etc. So can it be a good idea?
Of course. And at first, when we were developing the game, we thought via CIAT, via King's College, even ourselves, we are going to disseminate this game and many people will going to play. But it's not so easy at the
I
end.
understand. but generally in the university, in the academic community, we have
Yes.
colleagues around the world.
Yes.
So if you give that for a colleague in the United States, in Mexico, in
Yes.
whatever, he will disseminate it to colleagues, students, etc. So it can be at least the easiest way now to disseminate, because for other way we need money and marketing,
Exactly.
etc. But this
Yeah.
can be the easiest way to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, I completely agree. And it was announced in different websites and blogs and so on to motivate people to contribute. But I have to confess that there hasn't been really a lot of people that have contributed yet.
It's always difficult.
Yeah.
Another question.
Have you tried to adapt the system to other latitude forest? Because my concern is if we take into account the seasonal changes, it must be far more difficult to discriminate between deforestation and seasonal changes. Have you tried to
Yes.
adapt the system to Europe or Scandinavia or whatever?
There is already differences in the tropical area. If we analyze the data of the south of South America, it's different than the Amazon part, or even in the African region, there are other phenomena that arise. So we build multiple models according to the regions to be able to cope with these differences. Yeah.
Is it an app or a web-based game? 'Cause for now,
It was programmed in Lua using Corona, so I guess it can be compiled for tablets, for any platform. We have tested it on tablets mainly.
yeah, because I was thinking could be a good way to get users to get on like socials, like more onto Facebook or this kind of applications. That would be, I think, interesting for your students.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Another suggestion maybe to promote and to have enough people who play to this game to found the problem is maybe introduce it in competition. You know, for example, Paulina at EPFL, you have a lot of people here, and you have small competition, and it can be also a good thing to do, to have enough people to play to it, to attack the problem in this way.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you.
Other questions?
It's not really a question, but it's more related to the previous talk. Maybe you can contact CCP. So when they find an exoplanet, they have to find, the deforestation, and when they find that can be gold in the game or something like this.
Win-win situation.
Thank you.
Okay. Perhaps I will allow myself to give another suggestion. Of course, I know that we need budget, we need money, etc. But in addition to tower defense, this kind of mission to detect deforestation can be used in a strategy game. When you detect a zone, you can build your we can build the civilization or whatever, etc. So all the strategic games can be a way to investigate for such applications. So this idea came in my mind. I want to share it with you. That's all.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you again. And now the second talk, we will have an industrial point of view of using serious games. So I will not say more than that, but I'm pleased to invite Mr. Gérald Chambon to present us this experience in collaboration with HashiArc, I think. Thank you.
Je passe. T'as autre chose pour celui-là? Ça. C'est bon? Merci. J'ai pas besoin du son.